Officer Sproul, Charles Sproul. I'm a police officer in the South Bronx area of New York City. I've been in New York City all my life. I've been an officer for 17 years. All over the city, I couldn't estimate it, but I know it's very high. What we've been doing to stem the flow is we have like a lot of officers um, with trained dogs, and we basically trying to catch people bringing drugs from other countries to here. So we're basically waiting at the airport. We have the federal agents there, plus our drugs unit over at the airports, waiting for people to come. And if they're found with drugs, but there will be very stiff penalties for them. Number one, if you come from another state, you will be deported back to your country, and but you couldn't stay here. The judges here are very strict on locking people up that bring drugs from anywhere. They will let the country know that the person was drug trafficking over here, okay, and you'll be labeled. You will get caught. It's hard to bring traffic through the airports because of the simple fact, because of the terrorists. A lot of the terrorists that come in here, they get their money by drugs, selling drugs. So that's why they got all kind of new kind of scientific ways to catch you bringing drugs. Whether you bring it digesting it, whether you bringing it in your body parts, or bringing it in a dog or whatever. We got thousands of new ways. You couldn't believe the scientific things we have to stop a person from bringing drugs in the United States. You're gonna lose eventually, because once you do it once, if you get away, which I doubt, you're gonna come back again and want to do it again, and you're gonna want to bring more. The more you bring, the more your sentence is. The more years they're gonna ask on your sentence, because the judges are not playing out here. Well, the jail system is no good out here. If you want to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and bologna sandwiches out here, that's your choice. But is it worth it? Is it worth it selling drugs to lose your life? Lose your life? You could possibly wind up getting killed, or you can wind up being locked up for a long time. You're losing your freedom. Is it worth it? It's not worth it. It's very hard. It's very hard to get back into the state. After they deport you back, it's very hard to get back into the states. Very hard, very difficult, because our government is not playing. And Obama set up our President Obama has set up a new system where it's even more difficult for you to get back in the country if you get caught with drugs. You get caught with drugs, they keep that label, they keep that mark on you. Okay, because it's like a person here, they get caught selling drugs. They go out to apply for a job. They're gonna put in your application, have you ever been arrested before? What you're gonna do? You're gonna lie or tell the truth? So they looks at the fact that you got arrested before, so society labels you as a criminal. Like certain crimes, you can't even vote. If you get a felony in New York City, you're not able to vote. You lose your privilege to vote. So I'm just saying, that's the way society sees you. Even though we have drug dealers here, that people that have sold drugs here and got caught and have made, successful strides in their life. Like we had like the rappers like 50 Cent, a couple other guys, that movie star that have sold drugs and got their lives back together, and now they, telling other people not to do this and not to do that, and they feel, and a lot of them are saying that they feel that they helping one person to not make the same mistake that they're making, filling their role in society towards helping somebody else out, which is good. Because if you get caught doing something and you get your life together, God allow you to get your life back together, God may be using you to help somebody else not make the same mistake that you have made, because by the grace of God, you could have got killed or something else could have happened to you. And by you telling this person, you may be allowing them to keep on a straight path, or not, or not getting killed out here in the streets by selling drugs, because drugs is a dangerous business. Somebody's out to get you regardless. Even though you destroying somebody else, it's going to come back on you eventually. Because like I said, I don't see too many 60-year-old drug dealers. You're not going to get no pension off of drugs. All the drug dealers, basically the big time in drug dealers that I knew from growing up, they either in dead or in jail, or they're just, or their life is just so miserable now they strung out in the streets on the same drug that they were selling. Because drugs is always going to come back to you no matter what. There's no good things in drugs. So is that something good to feel good about? That's very selfish. That's a very selfish attitude, to sell drugs to your own people for some green dollars, for some Benjamin Franklin. It's not worth it, because deep down you're not going to have no self-esteem off of that. And for somebody to get on something called crack, the name even sounds crazy. Crack. You got to be crazy to get on something called crack. But now the older guys out there, they're getting the young people to sell drugs. I grew up with friends that have got into the drug business, selling drugs to people, and got to the point where they just became cold and callous.